remember you're paying for all of this space. It's a difficult picture. This end of space is really difficult to use because you think about this is now looking out onto Central Station. So there's no window here.
Yeah.
And then that's the service area again, isn't it? So that's the upstairs service area.
Yeah, so you'd have to just leave this as storage and toilets. So I think this is a really good unit, really good opportunity. Lots of window space. We want to incorporate some sort of bakery as well. So all the window space would be like really cool for doing, you know, like the bread displays and stuff. So I think it's got a lot of potential. They will knock through here to open up the other unit. But so the original plan was for us to take both units. They've obviously, as part of the discussion, they said, well, okay, actually what we want to do is keep part of that unit there for another tenant. What I'm saying is that I'm not sure whether they want the upstairs or whether they're trying to push me for the upstairs. I don't want the upstairs, but I'll show you the upstairs because you can see it's more open plan up there. Go with what they've said there. It's tiny, so whatever shop you put in that unit.
They've got quite a lot of interest in smaller units, and that's why they're talking about carving the space out.
Yeah. I think this is really good.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to show you that though, because I wanted you.
I like the corner unit more. I can see it more in keeping with what we're doing at the moment. So the visibility of the kitchen area and things like that. At the same time, there's a merit to a smaller space, I think, like the intimacy. So it's an interesting one. And if we're knocking through, both spaces are pretty viable. So yeah, it's an interesting one. But I do like the idea more of being front facing and being on the street and being part of the street rather than being hidden away. So.
Yeah, man. So they go using this.
Yeah, it's getting used.
So the agent's useless to wear.
I think that that's the plan at the moment. I'm not entirely.
That's it.
Don't quote me on it. Like.
The other one available is this one here on the corner, and that's the one that I really want. This one here.
I like the floor in there as well.
Yeah. All of these are good. So I'll just show you around the corner here. There's about 600, 700 people in that place there. That's offices. That's going to be so many. I think early evenings would be all right because you've got a train station there. People will come to it. It's the only bar here. It's the weekends that I think would be the issue. So you might not get an awful lot of trade at the weekends, but you might not have to if you're only paying. For that one over there, they're talking about 30, 35 grand.
Walk up slightly.
If I was in town, I'd walk over there.
And
if I was in town, I'd walk over.
You're also very close to Ruby's, so it's like, don't make the mistake of doing what we've done near us. Come here and think we're gonna weekend.
Yeah, I know, but
and
what I'm saying
till 2 a.m.
is, I'm not saying it's not either or. Right, this one won't do 20, 30 grand a week. That one might do that, but you're paying 110 grand for that one. You could potentially do 11 grand out of this one and still make £100 a year.
Record Saturday's gone.
We would get the students, but we also got the shoppers going across to St John's, but we've also then got people coming out at the station as well, and we'd be the only bar servicing that.
If you're coming off the train, you're going somewhere.
Yeah.
And you just want to get there. You don't think, oh, should we go for a bite to eat straight away? And then the other one is, if you're going to the train station, you're going home, or you just so it's not as if
it's similar to the Piccadilly one. That's why that one didn't work. Buildings round into the station, but all the frontage is on Brantley Street. So you've got 12 bars there. You've got the two big McDonald's there. So we know you've got late night trade there as well. I think the quality is no different. But what annoys me with ours is they don't cover the place. Okay, so on reflection, this is following our Liverpool trip. We're back down at the office, taking into consideration my team's feedback as well. The two sites are very different for Dodo. There's obviously one that is very high footfall. on the outside of the train station. We know the area very well because we've got Wok and Go noodle bars close to it, which is our other brand. But it is what's the word I'm looking for? It's not an office demographic. It's not the shiny shoe brigade. It's more of a student area, lower kind of ticket sale price, that you know, more kind of discounty kind of price range. Whereas in the other location is all about the business district, which is the shiny shoe brigade. It is, you know, the kind of more professional demographic office area. But they both have the pros and cons. The office area appears to be very much daytime into early evening. Not a lot going on maybe later in the evening, and certainly not a lot going on at weekends, which would mean it was more of a destination location, whereas Central will rely more on passing trade, which might seem like it's a fairly easy decision to make, that you go with the Central Station one because it's got the footfall, but it's got to be the right footfall, and it's a lot more expensive than the other one as well. I mean, the general consensus of opinion is it's the one that we should take in, maybe the gamble on. It's the one that's probably got more going for it than the other one, and it's also a location that probably in 2 years time we probably wouldn't be able to afford to get into, because there's still a lot of development going on around it. So it's looking like that's going to be the one that we're going to look at. It's not just the more expensive one in terms of rent and rates, it's also going to be probably the more expensive in terms of shop fit, because it's not a blank canvas. There's work to be done on it in terms of it's an older building, whereas the other one it's a completely blank canvas. It's an empty shell. So yeah, so now it's about going back with a counter offer now to the landlord on that one, and see where we go from there. If we can get it at the right price, which is, we've got to get it for less than 100 grand a year. The closer we can get to 80,000, the better. We would like a 2-year rent-free period on it, and we need to carve out the right kind of space from it, and we don't really want all the upstairs either, because there's dead space for us. So there's a bit of negotiating to be done on that one, but you know, that's now the next stage of this. So we go back to the landlords now on that one.
Actually seeing with your own eyes someone appreciating all of your hard work, and it's like you can't put a price on that. Yeah,
You'll get a much better deal now than you would have done previously.